The Cursed Spirit. The story you're about to hear is true, and it happened right here in Thailand. Naman is the name of a girl. Her parents separated. Her mother left her because he was a drunkard and a womanizer. He remarried, and her mother abandoned Naman, leaving her at their home. Her grandparents work as vendors, but their earnings are meager. They don't particularly like Naman because they dislike her mother. Her father brought his new wife to live with them because he's an only child. This new wife has a daughter named Quang, who is the same age as Naman. Her stepmother works as an employee at a small restaurant, and her father does odd jobs. In the evenings, he buys alcohol to drink with his stepmother. Every day, his stepmother brings 2 bags of stewed pork ribs and pork bones, like pork leg bones, from her noodle shop. The girl at the restaurant loves them. The new daughter-in-law brings home food every evening. Naman's mother used to work at a laundry shop. Her grandmother said her mother was stingy. They argued constantly when her father asked for money. Her mother would often scold her father, saying he never saw the money he earned and still tried to extort it. She wouldn't eat with her grandparents. She would cook her own food. Her mother was very frugal, saying she would save money to send Naman to school. But eventually, she couldn't tolerate her father and grandparents' behavior anymore and ran away. Her mother became an orphan, leaving Naman behind because she knew it would be difficult if she took her with her. Naman was only 4 years old at the time, but she remembers her grandparents scolding her mother constantly and not caring about sending Naman to school, even though Naman is now 6 years old. This is in stark contrast to Quang, who is the son of the new wife. The child, named Naman, spoke to his grandmother saying, "I want to go to school. When will I be able to?" His grandmother replied, "Go ask your father. We barely have enough to eat. Where are we going to get the money for school uniforms and snacks? You can't be like a deer with antlers. Your mother has money to send you to school, but I still rely on others for dinner. Your father doesn't even give me food. Get away from me. Go wash the clothes and hang them to dry. Wash them clean, or you'll get a beating with a stick. You don't even have a mother anymore, and you're still not prepared." Naman would wash the laundry that everyone had gathered in a big basket by the river. She didn't eat much. She wanted to eat more meatballs but didn't dare, so she only ate 2 for dinner. She'd mix rice with some broth. Breakfast would consist of roasted sweet potatoes or boiled pumpkin instead of rice because her stepmother and stepfather weren't home. They'd gone out with Quang, who would eat at the market at the shop where her stepmother worked. At lunchtime, her grandmother would cook extra rice for dinner. At noon, chili paste was the main dish, sometimes with eggs. Her grandmother and grandfather would eat together, either boiled or fried. Just 2 eggs each, served in their own bowls. Naman would just stare, blinking, and her grandmother would scold her, saying, "What are you staring at? Eat your vegetables and chili paste." Sometimes, her grandmother would hit her on the head. The holy water told them to go sit and eat somewhere else. The holy water reminded her of her mother, and seeing the deer eating the sweets made her feel envious. That day, Naman told her father that she wanted to go to school. She promised to study hard, but her stepmother said, "Don't go. Stay home and do the laundry and housework. You can't be like Quang because she doesn't have a mother." Her father said, "Why would you want to study, Naman? I won't support you. Your mother is a wicked woman who abandoned her child. It's a blessing that I even give you food and a place to sleep." Naman lowered her head, not daring to speak more. Quang had a cute doll to play with, so Naman sat beside her. Quang asked if she wanted to play with it. Naman nodded. Quang offered, and Naman happily took the doll, holding it carefully. Her stepmother saw this, snatched it back, and slapped Naman hard on the ear. "How dare you touch my child's toy? Oh, this Naman spirit is so sick. My ears are hurting so much." Grandma heard the commotion and came to see what was going on. Stepmother said that Naman had snatched Quang's toy. Grandma was furious and grabbed the stick she kept by the house to hit Naman with when she was displeased, but this time she hit her so hard that Naman peed herself from the unbearable pain. Kwang said that Naman didn't snatch it, she gave it to her herself. But stepmother told her not to talk, not to make excuses for her. Mom went into her room. Dad didn't care. He just sat there drinking. Seeing Naman pee herself, he got even angrier, kicked her again, and told her to go take a bath and then clean the floorboards that were stained with urine. Grandpa, sitting there smoking, said, "Don't beat her to death, okay? We don't have money for a funeral. He has to go to jail again." Naman was very upset. Her ears were ringing, and she could barely hear anything. She grabbed her old, tight clothes and went to bathe at the riverbank, sobbing and feeling resentful of her fate. As she stepped down the riverbank steps, she felt the water was icy cold. She didn't want to go back home. Her stomach began to rumble with hunger, but Naman didn't want to eat. She slowly let go, held her breath, and dived as deep as she could, never surfacing again. Her grandmother closed the door because it was dark, and she didn't see Naman in the corner where she usually slept. Normally, Naman slept on an old mat without a mosquito net. Each night, she endured the mosquito bites until she got used to it. Then her father brought a stepmother to live with them and chased Naman out of the room. Her grandmother, after Kwang, her illegible granddaughter, went to sleep at the house. The grandmother yelled loudly, "You brat! Why aren't you inside the house at night? This one has such a bad attitude, just like her mother." Grandma walked out the door and saw Naman sitting with her back to her on the porch near the stairs. Her hair was above her head, and she was completely soaked. Grandma went straight to her and kicked her, but Naman just ignored her. Grandma cursed, "You still haven't changed your clothes and dried yourself off, you wicked woman." Naman then walked back into the house, still soaking wet. Grandma was furious. "That crazy woman! Why did she come inside soaking wet? You're going to get another beating." Naman then lay down in those wet clothes. Grandma went to get a stick. Grandpa asked what was wrong. Grandma said, "That cow is lying there, still soaking wet." Grandpa looked at where Naman was lying and said, "I don't see anything. Where is Naman?" Grandma said, "That old man is lying there staring at me, and he's giving me that annoying smile." Grandpa said, "Where? I can't see anything. The light is bright, but where she's sleeping, it might be dim. If she's sleeping, I'll definitely see her." Grandma said, "I'll hit her to show you. She says she can't see the grass," and hit the body of Naman who was lying there. But Naman didn't cry. Instead, she laughed and said, "Grandma, hit her. Hit her until you're satisfied. Hit her until you're happy." Grandma hit her until she was breathless, then turned to Grandpa and said, "Hey old man, did you see? She challenged me. That thick-skinned woman." Grandpa said, "Where's Naman?" "I saw you hitting the mat loudly. Thump, thump, thump." "I didn't see anyone." Stepmother heard Grandpa and Grandma arguing and came out to see. Dad also came out and asked what was going on. Stepmother saw Naman sitting there laughing. "Dad." Then I saw Naman get up from the bed, sit up, and laugh loudly, the sound echoing. Grandma said that Naman came home late and went to sleep all wet. When she tried to discipline her, Naman just laughed. "She's so thick-skinned." Apparently, all three saw her, but only Grandpa said he didn't. Grandma said, "That old man must be crazy." Grandpa walked closer and said, "Your mother is crazy. She beat me until I was breathless." Naman looked up at her father, grandmother, and stepmother, her eyes only the whites of her eyes. Everyone was shocked. The stepmother said, "Look at her! Look what she's doing! She's glaring at me! I'll slap her myself!" The stepmother went to slap Naman, but her body disappeared, leaving only the sound of laughter. Everyone said it was a ghost. Only Grandpa stood there scratching his head, wondering what was wrong with them. As for Kwang, I went to bed early, like every day, so I didn't go out to check on Dad, wondering if something was wrong with him or if Naman, the child spirit, had died. Grandma said she saw her bathing fine that evening. How could she have died? My stepmother's legs were shaking. Dad ran to the riverbank and saw only a pile of clothes. In the basin was a small bar of soap, but no Naman. Dad hurried to look around the house, but couldn't find her. So he ran to the village headman's house and told him that his daughter was missing and he suspected she had drowned. The headman told the villagers and they helped search, but the river is deep. If the body was in the middle of the river, they probably wouldn't find it. It's better to wait until morning to see where the body might float. If they're sure, they'll report it to the police and have people help search by boat. Come and check it out. Late the next morning, Naman's body was found floating in front of the temple. The body was brought to the temple and laid to rest simply. However, the marks on Naman's body indicating she had been beaten led the police to question everyone. The grandmother admitted to beating her granddaughter, but claimed it was to discipline her for disobedience. The stepmother remained silent, refusing to admit she had also slapped Naman. The police speculated that the child, feeling hurt from the beatings, committed suicide, as Naman could swim and wouldn't have drowned. The stepmother, afraid of ghosts, lit incense outdoors after the cremation, saying she would buy offerings and sweets for the merit-making ceremony. The grandmother and stepmother lit incense together, and when they looked up, they saw Naman standing beside them. They were both terrified. I don't accept anyone's merit. While I'm alive, they're possessive and won't let me eat their blessings. But after I'm dead, letting me eat them is pointless. The heavens above won't let good people starve. Don't beg me. I don't hold a grudge against anyone, but I want everyone to know that karma exists. Even if it manifests itself, whoever does something wrong will have to face the consequences, whether while alive or after death. My grandmother and stepmother sat trembling, unable to move, until the holy water stopped. Then they ran back into the house in fear. Later, we left the house and lived in a rented room. My father had to give up alcohol. My grandmother had to learn to make garlands, and my mother trained her to work for a few dollars a day. My grandfather, still strong, took my father to work pushing carts of vegetables. That's enough to survive every day. Everyone feels it now. It was wrong to alter the holy water, but there's nothing I can do to fix it now. Thank you for listening to Thai Local Tales. I'm Captain Piroj. Until our next journey together, take care, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.